Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Down to Earth Podcast. Yes, we said it, Down to Earth
With a two.
Podcast. I'm your first co-host, Demario Daryl Crowder, just your second co-host,
Jeremy.
Jeremy. It's our first day back in the booth after 4 to 5 weeks, I believe, right?
Feels like 8 months.
Yeah. But we just wanted to say we appreciate you guys tuning in today, and we're looking to just kind of catch you guys up what we've been on and just get the ball rolling again, man. So the first thing we wanted to really kind of go over is how we ended last year, and just so you guys know. So I'll let you take it first. How did you end it last year? What'd you do? How'd you bring in the new year?
Yeah. So last episode we did was a little Christmas special,
Yeah.
and then it was just nonstop family. Christmas family straight into New Year's, which is around my mom's birthday, then right into my birthday. Played some poker. Really started taking that serious these last month or so, and then I got crazy sick first week of January, and this is probably the first week I'm feeling better. So this last month has just felt like a roller coaster. You might want to take a step back or two. I don't want to get you.
Scoot
I'm just
over.
playing. But no, so it's like my new year pretty much started a couple days ago. February 1st, I want to say, was the first day I was actually feeling good. And we'll kind of get into the mindset of all of that. But what about you? Family, all that stuff, end of the year? How did you start the year?
With the fam, I had my first close with the remote sales in December, which was lit. It was pretty lit. After that, I went to St. Louis, stuff like that. That was fun. But yeah, it was just packed with family being around, which it was good. It was good to kind of just let everything go for a little bit and just kind of chill, have that time. The New Year's just brought it in with the family, same thing. And yeah, I mean, I had all the snacks and gifts.
Put on a couple pounds, ate good, watched some movies, played some video games. No responsibility. He is trying to go.
He having a good life. What you talking about?
And he gets sick. That's crazy.
But to kind of, to really get into what the mindset was that you were kind of talking about, I had planned to start the new year February, which was this month, which is crazy that we're actually just starting the podcast this month too, which is hilarious. So the reason that I wanted to start in February is because December, I think I talked about it a little bit last episode. No, actually I didn't, because that was during Christmas. But I would say one of the best feelings for me was taking down all of the Christmas stuff. And because around that time, bro, what I realized is that everyone's chilling. So it's harder because you're around everyone that's just chilling to like want to do go the extra mile or do extra stuff, because everybody's eating, everybody's chilling, they got off work,
going out,
like it's just fun. So taking that down, I was like, okay, it felt good, but I'm like, I'm not, what's the word I'm looking for, programmed to do like actively
in the mindset,
you know what I mean? It's like, I know I was going to fail a lot, and failure is part of the process. I mean, I wasn't trying to be like perfect or anything, but told myself, all right, I'm going to give myself January to do all the stupid things and just, not really care about anything, but slowly start getting on the path of everything. Usually when I like do stuff, or let's just say with people with the New Year, New Me thing, right? You just want to 100% go in and just start doing the thing, and like, oh, I'm going to keep doing it, but we don't realize that there's going to be that day that comes, but you're not motivated
within that first week or two, and then it's just falling off that mountain.
It's like, I could do it this tomorrow, whatever. But I didn't want to run into that, but I also just wanted to take things slow, bite size. That okay, I'm going to start doing this one day at a time. I'm going to start doing this instead of just piling it all up. And I mean, it seems like it worked out pretty well for me, as you guys can see. Why is he?
Oh my god!
But before I go into that, I'll let you kind of break down your thoughts.
Well, I was going to ask you a question. So, did you decide in December that New Year's for you was going to start? The New Year, New Me was going to start February, or was it kind of that first week of January? Because I think we're going to have a different answer. Or was it like that first couple of days of January where you're like, "There's no way I'm just going to snap my fingers and be a different person overnight"?
It was really in December. It was around that time I took down the Christmas stuff, because I was like, I was just thinking to myself and like talking to myself, listen to some music, and I'm like, damn, like I feel motivated to do something since I took this down. Like 30 minutes, took a little
Yeah,
stuff
yeah.
down. But I'm like, wow, I feel good. But I'm like, okay, like this is just one day. Just because I took down everything, I did something I wanted to, I accomplished it. Okay, but tomorrow,
Right. How is that? How is that momentum going to carry forward into that new year, new me?
you know what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
So it's like, yeah, I just wanted to take it slow. But December, to answer your question, was really,
Yeah.
But how about for you?
So mine was a little different. I used and we talked about this on the episodes at the end of the year, that I was already starting getting stuff in order,
Meal
organizing
prepping.
the life a little bit more, or meal prepping, which I'm still doing. Kind of fell off with being extremely sick for a couple weeks, but
Yeah,
that's
for
neither
sure.
here nor there. And I even told myself that my birthday, I didn't want to do anything. I didn't want to get wasted. I didn't want to go into the hardest thing for me the past few years has always been, you got New Year's Eve,
Hmm.
go out, party a little bit. I even told myself, I didn't even really go crazy that night. Spent it with some friends, drank a little bit, went home, kind of just started the new year fresh like I wanted to.
Like,
And then usually I'll fall off with, oh, it's my birthday. Let's go out, party, do whatever. So this year I took the initiative of like telling myself, I don't want to start the new year. Birthday's just a birthday. You'll have a million of them. I never really cared about birthdays in the first place. I think it's just more of an excuse to set all of your responsibilities to the side for a day or two. So I didn't really do anything on my birthday crazy wise to kind of like set myself back.
yeah.
And I continued the meal prep, started getting my continuing to organize. I did the purge stuff. I cleaned everything in my room, got rid of stuff I didn't need to, loose fitted clothes, all that stuff. And then I got sick a couple days after my birthday, and that lasted almost a month. It was bad too.
Shit.
Couldn't do any, no physical activity. Lost a couple pounds. It was bad. It was bad. And then as I was going through that, I was like, is there anything that I can do to try and continue to new year, new me? I got to keep going, keep going. And my body just was saying no. And it was, extreme fatigue. I ended up using almost all my PTO for the year in the first month of January. Fell really far behind on, where I thought I was going to be by the end of the first month.
Correct.
And then I kind of had to have a conversation with myself of, these things happen and you have to just take it in stride. There wasn't anything that was going to stop me from getting sick. It wasn't like a bad decision that was made that made me really ill.
Right.
And I kind of had to shake off the negative attitude of,
damn,
I can't do what I wanted to. And then, I even started jumping like, fuck it, next year's the year. And like, I was really going through already setting myself up for failure for the rest of the year. When in reality, after we talked a little bit about the whole February thing, it was, in my head, it was more like, the idea of new year, new me. And, Tony Robbins, we have a quote here. He says that only 9% of people complete their New Year's resolutions. And we kind of broke that down a little bit. And, there's always the peer pressure to conform. Everybody's in the gym January 1st, January 2nd. Right now. Everybody's in the gym, If you're not in the gym, you're not bettering your life in the year 2024. You're a nobody, or, a couple other things like you might not be ready for change. Just because the clock strikes midnight in a new year, doesn't mean you're ready to make the changes that you think you want to make. And then, the third point to that is also, quitting your lifestyle, not just habits, but trying to shift your entire lifestyle and being of who you are as DeMario Crosby, Jeremy Pettit, anybody else out there, and saying, I'm going to wake up and be a totally new person, rarely works, if ever. And what I mean by that is like, if you're like, okay, I'm going to the gym all the time. I'm going to wake up at 6 o'clock in the morning every day from 7 to 9 p.m. I'm going to be working on my business, this, and then do that for the entire year. It's just not going to happen.
Do you think that you really went through questioning yourself and saying that, oh, this year is over, stuff like that? Did that have more to do with the fact that you being sick? Or was it just like, it was just like a random moment and it just came to you? Or
it was because it's almost like, you think you're at the top of the mountain and then, the blizzard kind of parts ways and you're like, damn, it's still up there. And what I mean by that is, I did so much prep in the last few weeks of December to have such a good year through and through. And like, the clock strikes midnight and I'm feeling good. I was up, starting to get active, and then to get hit with a
Boom.
sickness like that, I
Mm-hmm.
was like, okay, a couple days, shake it off,
Right.
whatever. I was still meal prepping, still doing that, and then
Nah.
it was week after week of just getting worse and worse. And then at that point, it was just a negative mindset of, okay, maybe it's not time for a change, or things aren't going to go as planned. But then I also kind of shifted that mindset into, shit happens. You got to go with the flow,
Yeah.
and uh, it's never too late to make a positive change. So, I just got medically cleared to start doing physical activity starting Tuesday of next week. So I haven't been able to do anything, because
Working
spleen, nothing.
no running up and down
Even
the stairs.
even sometimes at work, going up and down stairs, I'd start getting a sharp pain, and I was like, when is it gonna end? So I feel for anybody out there that has, extreme health issues and stuff, because I couldn't imagine day in and day out of not being able to, do stuff like that. So yeah, so February 1st kind of was the new year for me, mindset wise, feeling better and stuff. Working on the real estate stuff a little more. We actually, just before we pressed record, put an offer in for a house for one of my clients. I just got another client pre-approved last week.
Nice.
So, the ball's rolling on that. I've been playing poker almost every weekend, whether it's practice online or in person, when I can swing it physically.
How's that been making you feel that you?
That feels good. That feels good.
A lot of that
yep, I already got some World Series of Poker events on the calendar that I'm going to, and so that the years for me is going to be, I got a promotion to at work. So cheers to me for that. There you go, Jeremy. So
Congrats,
starting that, and then pushing the poker stuff, and really laying out the game plan of the goals that I want to achieve, instead of just going with the flow. And I feel more on top of that now, even though the last month I felt really behind. As long as you're making, the strides in the smallest ways, I think, it'll end up working out in the future.
Right.
So,
because it's not about what happens, it goes down to what you do about what happens.
Yeah.
So,
yep.
You cried a little bit, but you back in the booth.
Wow.
Now you're back in the booth, and I mean.
So then, speaking of New Year, New Me, and it's starting in February. You have decided to, we'll call it challenges, maybe, or some things that you're going to set for yourself to do. You want to talk about that?
What do you mean, like challenges?
Like your 6-month stuff?
Oh, okay. Gotcha. So, just to kind of give a bigger context of what you're kind of talking about, before the year ended, we actually got together, sat down in a little diner. What? And
shout out Stevens and Diamond Grove.
Right. We actually just sat down and just kind of broke down how we felt like the year went, and what our expectations are for the next year, and just had a conversation about going into it before we go into it, which I think that's something that I want to make sure that we incorporate every single year.
Yeah.
Just because it gave us a kind of a launch pad, because I think that helped me out a lot too. But the biggest thing to kind of add with the starting things in February, usually when I write goals, it's like, okay, within the year, and I'm going to focus on that year, I'm going to work. But there comes a point where 365 days is a long time, and I'm like, I didn't do this day, so it might not go this way, blah, blah, blah. So instead of looking at that long-term thing, I kind of cut it down. So I'm focused on from February to, I think it's, August, yeah. Just a 6-month duration. And I just want to just laser focus on that. And it's really simple. My goals are just to accomplish certain things within that. I'll just kind of like to give you guys a sneak peek. I do want to get back on stage and do some stand-up. So in the next 6 months, I do want to just get back into the habit of, reading the comedy books, writing comedy, waking up in the mornings, just watching comedy, just to get the juices and everything flowing. But I was actually juice. But I was talking to someone. Shout out to Sandy. This is one of the people that I met within the remote closing world. Me and her having a conversation, and she was just like, she's like, why did you want to do remote sales? And the first thing I said was, oh, I want to show everybody that I could do this, do that. She's like, no. Why did you actually like make the decision to get into this? And I was just like, thought about it for a second. I'm like, well, I mean, the overall goal was to be able to work from home and build an income so I can at night really start attacking stand-up comedy. She's like, that's what you need to do then. He's like, when's the last time you like wrote or like stuff like that? I was like, it's been a minute.
Long minute.
He's like, you need to get back to that because that's gonna like just uplift the spirit and just like other little shit like that. But the biggest thing I just wanted to for these next 6 months is just to be uncomfortable. And the biggest thing that came from that is giving myself a haircut. Right?
Motherfucker bald.
Bald as fuck. And I felt like the person that I was last year he did a lot of amazing things, but this year is going to need for someone else. So that identity that I built for that year, that's over now. This is a new identity. Why I cut the hair off is because it put me in a position I was going to be uncomfortable. Everybody needs to see me bald again. Hey, damn, your shit. And just me myself, because like just being bald without the waves just feel dumb as hell. So I'm trying to get those back in, but it's just really just to challenge myself to be like, all right, I just need to have a new mindset and do everything different rather than just going in telling myself all this different stuff and not really feeling that
Having like a plan.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Just go naked mole rat out there. And
There were some other things you added though, right? That you're not doing. Also, are you?
I'm not for those 6 months. I'm not smoking, not drinking.
Not drinking.
I'm not
6 months. No lick.
Yeah, I'm not doing any of those things, and just see what happens. I don't think I think we did a 6 month thing where we weren't drinking or something.
I did 3 months last year.
You did 3 months. Yeah,
I did first quarter,
something like that. Probably.
Yeah, you ended up not wanting to hop on that one.
So. Yeah. So now it's just like, just remove all the distractions. Even social media right now, I just have the ones that I'm particularly building on, which is fan base right now. That's a newer one, so you probably don't know about that. But
I'm sure we'll talk about that in the future when we start
for
putting
sure
stuff on there.
But yeah, man, just trying to remove all distractions and just take it one step at a time, bro. Because the biggest thing that I realize is that it's the discipline, right? But it's easy to say that, but it's hard to put it into action. And you need to start slow, because if you start too much and you just go, I'm done.
And then week after week after week, then it's like, damn, it's July. Oh, it's December again. Damn. Okay, let's start fresh, 2025.
It's summertime already. So yeah, that was really the biggest thing.
Oh, the gym too. The gym too. That's also, we didn't bring that up, but that's something that was probably the hardest thing for me, was being told that I really had to limit physical activity.
Oh yeah.
Especially in a time when the meal prep was right. I knew the calories that I wanted to do. I had the set workout routines. I had people that I could work out if I wanted to, not work out alone. Right. And then to kind of be told that if I did continue to do that, that I would cause even more damage was really tough for me. Because even now I feel so, I'm more fatigued. The normal activities are making it like harder, like shooting hoops with my little sister and stuff. Like, right. So being able to get back in the gym is going to be probably the biggest uplifting factor for me, that I think is going to continue to push me to further my career, feel better about the poker stuff, and also try and go out and get more clients and reach the goals and the financial goals and the physical goals that I have, and in the timelines that I want to do it too. So
do you think last year, was it just the fact, because I know we both been wanting to work out. We did start working out with Leaf very excessively, but then once he stopped and started doing his own thing, that's when we kind of got we dropped off the ball. So for you, the biggest challenge, was it just the fact that you weren't working out with friends, or was it the fact that you didn't have a system with working out, that you were just being there, just doing random shit? What was it that was hard, or was it the fact that it was December?
No, it was the fact that we were so consistent every day that even though the drive was tough for me, because that was a half-hour drive there and back just to go work out.
Correct.
And that we had somebody that knew exactly what we were going to be doing every day, that pushed us. Shout out Leaf, I guess, even though you suck at Call of Duty. Pushing us to be better and get gains, and we'll talk about workout stuff and all that stuff. And then when he started doing his own thing, then it was kind of you're just left there in the open. I'm like, okay. So I tried going a couple times, and I was like, I don't know anybody here. I don't really want to be here. I don't have somebody pushing me. Yeah. So I think it was not being used to working out alone, and then also not necessarily having the set day by day workout routine, which doesn't really matter now, because now I kind of know what I want to be doing, and I don't care that I don't know anybody, because at the end of the day, all of those other people around me aren't going to get me to where I need to be. So they're just not there in my mind at all. When I walk in the gym, it's is there somebody on the machine or the the tools that I'm going to be using or no. If there's not, then it's just tunnel vision onto what I'm trying to achieve for the little while I'm going to be in there.
Okay. Nice.
Yeah.
So, I mean, do you have like a workout regimen and stuff like already like planned, or you just
kind of? It's going to start with anybody could write something down, and then it's like if I go in and I'm 3 sets in and I'm telling myself I'm going to do 10 sets, it's like, okay, let's slow down a little bit, buddy. But no, and after coming off the sickness and stuff too, I know it's going to be I want to start with just jogging, push-ups, sit-ups, stuff like that, and then then I might move into heavier weight and stuff like that. So in the meantime, I just want to stay consistent with the meal prep and start building myself up. I'm going to treat it pretty much like physical therapy in a way, because I don't want to go in there and like end up setting myself even farther back by straining something so much that I hurt myself. So yeah, that's the plan with that.
So then, to kind of like step out, of the episode, I guess, what are the 3 biggest goals that like you're focused on accomplishing by the end of 2024?
End of 2024 is going to be health is probably going to be number 1, and what I mean by health is like physical. I want I have a way that I want to look, and that's what I'm going to shoot for.
Okay.
So the physical aspirations that I have of myself in peak condition. Number 2 is going to be really start killing it in the real estate game. Clients, like going out, getting clients, really, a goal of maybe making more money from having my license than my full-time job is a goal that's kind of floating, but I don't know how manageable that'll be with how much work would need to be put in that, but also having a 40-hour work week job. And then 3rd is poker. Just continue to grind and then, shoot for probably the $10,000 buy-in World Series of Poker main event for next year. So this year's going to be smaller events, that'll still have really big payouts.
Correct. But just getting ready for that.
Getting ready for the training aspect of stuff to feel confident to drop such a large amount of money on something and risk winning nothing. So those are the 3. Last year the goal was my career and the job. That was the first month of this year. But no, last year's goal was fully career based, and it actually felt good because we had our company review and everything as everybody as a whole, and I ended up winning the award for most advanced employee, which I sent you a picture of that. Thank you. So that kind of allowed me to view it as, okay, everything that I did do, I ended up accomplishing, even if I felt like I didn't do the best last year. But if that was the goal and you achieve it, you can't really be too upset.
You can't.
All you can do then is kind of change what your goals are. If maybe that shouldn't have been my only goal. Maybe I know I could have achieved more if I were to put it out there that I wanted to achieve it. But I think I kind of was a little closed-minded last year saying, career only. But in reality, it's 40 hours a week.
Yeah.
I kind of blew off all of my extra time, gamed way too much. We talked about that in our yearly review meeting. And, I wasn't too happy with the amount of deals that I closed or didn't close. So this year I kind of opened up the outside of the career. I'm still going to kill it because I don't allow myself to not put in the most amount of effort for work. But this year's definitely going to be focused on everything that happens outside of the 40 hours that I give to somebody else, for sure.
Nice. I like that. This your year?
Every year is my year, baby. Oh, the baby. The baby. Oh, you good?
Yeah.
All right. Well, I just wanted to end with this. For anybody out there, if your year hasn't even started yet, maybe it starts in March. Maybe it hasn't started at all. Maybe it started in January. And this goes for us too, because I think that us starting in February is a key aspect to what I want to say here. And it's 2 steps forward, 1 step back still leads to productive future. You're going to run into roadblocks. You're going to get sick. You're not going to get that raise. You're not going to get that promotion. You're not going to close the deals that you want to close. But as long as you're continuing to take that with a grain of salt and push forward, even when you go backwards, it's still in a way promoting you forward to what you want to achieve and where you want to be.
Say it again for the people in the back.
Cheers, brother.
No cheers. Thank you guys for tuning in to another episode. It's great to actually be back.
It do feel good. I like it.
Feels really good. We're going to be definitely stick to the game plan of being consistent. So you guys are definitely going to see content every week. And we're going to get some short content reels up and get some things going.
Yeah, we had maybe 10,000 people email us asking when we were going to be back.
And you know what? It's
I'm
just
trying to
gonna
get back
bigger.
to all of them.
No,
Ain't nothing but mama.
All right, everybody. Thanks for watching. Thanks for tuning in. Subscribe, like, comment, and we shall see you guys next week.
Peace.
Peace.